Hi, ladies, beauties of crypto. This is Brenda and Nicole here, and we are here for a little coffee talk. We decided to come in and do a quick chat and maybe give you guys some tips that'll help you out through your day. Today, we're talking about time management. Brenda, what are you experiencing? Do you ever have any issues with like not being able to accomplish your task on time or like running into deadlines and procrastinating?
Sometimes what happens to me is I've got a lot on my plate and I tend to procrastinate on the activities that I don't really like to do but need to get done. So I'll push them kind of off to the plate. Sometimes, we can have family issues that come up that can kind of push things off to the side as well. But then there's always that hard deadline for certain activities that you must get done. Some things can be put off for a week or two or three, but there are these hard deadlines. And I think Nicole and I wanted to talk about time management. I wanted to kind of say for like hard deadlines, I have found if I kind of block out the world, take away social media, I don't answer phone calls, I clean the area that I work in so that the area is really clean. Again, no distractions around me. I find that helps me kind of get things done if that happens. And so, I don't know. Have you run into anything like when you have these hard deadlines? What is kind of your thing that you do, Nicole, to like get it done?
I am the queen of procrastination and 11th and 12th hour and can I have a little more time? So I run into this all the time. And I've done a lot of reading books and self-help books. And one of the things that was expressed is that if you are not clear and dedicated to the thing that you're doing, then you'll push it off. So like hard deadlines, I think you had mentioned like taxes, hard deadlines like that you're obviously like, that's not in alignment with your values because you don't want to do it.
Right.
You have to do some different things. But as far as work and personal life, I think the first thing you have to do is be very clear on I'm doing these things because I'm committed to them. And then I also think you spoke on the workspace. I'm big on that. I change where I work often. And so in certain areas, I have a certain vibe and I'm like, okay, I can get work done. And if that's not working for me, then I have to change it up and go somewhere else. So I think that's very important too. And then the block out the world, sometimes it just becomes essential that you have to shut down all distractions, right?
Right.
All social media, all phone calls. You just have to just kind of sit there and grind it out.
Yeah, I have to say that, like, I'm fortunate I have an office in the basement that I can kind of block out the whole world for the
Mhm.
most part. They always know the family always knows where I'm at, where sometimes they'll come down, but it's pretty quiet. I'm one of those that I need actually almost silence around me to really stay focused on a task, especially if it's like a brainy type of task.
Right.
I've even found myself, if it's really critical, I actually go to the library sometimes in those old, like, I'm going to call it like little nooks. I don't even know if that's what they call
Yeah,
them.
the little cubicles.
Yeah, those little cubes, and
Yeah.
then I go back in those little cubicles, and then, it is so silent there, and then, and they even have some of them, the ones that I guess you're allowed to talk in now, but some of them you're not, and sometimes I go to those cubicles because, there's nobody there I know, nobody can bug me there, and I get the work done, so that might be a suggestion too that kinda popped in my head. I've done that, years ago, I've done it recently too when I'm in a big jam, so, that's just a suggestion. So, and then the only thing before we wrap it up, also kind of, I know that it's not like we're dogs or we're like little children, but when you're
Mhm.
done, reward yourself that you actually got it done, you stayed on task, and whatever that reward is, might be a walk, a walk or something special or a special, dessert that you really like, just to kind of remind yourself that you got that big hard deadline done. Um, and then I think, with Nicole, if you want to talk about real briefly before we close out, what you're going to talk about next week and how that can help you not get to this crunch zone. So maybe talk about the meeting for next week and how that might help the ladies out.
Absolutely. So next week, we're going to talk about block scheduling. That'll be at our Beauty of Crypto meeting,
Mhm.
actually this coming Tuesday.
Mhm.
And one of the tips in block scheduling that you can use for procrastination is sometimes when it's hard to get that start going, just set a shorter goal. So start with,
Mhm.
okay, I'm going to work for 25 minutes dedicated. And then after that 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break. But one thing that's important is really scheduling your time. So the goal and the idea is to not get into that bind in the first place. And block scheduling is a great way to help you increase your productivity and not get into those last minute binds. So join us on November 9th. You can RSVP at beautyofcrypto.com and we'll have tons of great tips and information to help you juggle all of the things that we know all of you ladies are juggling. Be more productive in your day, be more successful in your business. It really all starts with your intention and your control of your time, because if you don't control your time, someone else will.
Definitely. So yeah, I highly recommend it. Nicole taught me this method. It's improved. And actually the last 2 weeks I haven't used it because I've had a couple actually things come up. And I had to kind of block out the whole world for the last 2 weeks. And I can tell you right now that I really missed not using that block scheduling because I see how effective it was. And one of the nice things about it too is that if you're going to plan out something that you know you have to do in 2 weeks, and if you know, kind of like Nicole just said, a couple of minutes, a couple of hours a day on it, you can see by like the third or fourth day if that's enough time or too much time, and then you can readjust your schedule because you might have not allowed enough time. So highly recommend. We have it. Go to beautyofcrypto.com at the bottom here, register right away so you'll get the link for that, and we look forward to seeing you guys next Tuesday.
All right, have a great day.
Bye guys.